The journey of a mushroom begins long before you see a single cap. It starts with mycelium, a beautiful, intricate network of white threads colonizing substrate. Grain, sawdust, straw, close-up, mycelium spreading across substrate bags and jars. This is the incubation phase, a quiet, patient period of growth happening in the dark. Grain jars, substrate bags. Fully colonized substrate becomes a bright white web, a sign the organism is healthy and ready. This is the moment of transition. The mycelial network is ready to move beyond expansion and begin fruiting. We, as cultivators, must change the environment entirely. Shift from vegetative growth, incubation, to reproductive growth, fruiting. The mycelium doesn't decide this on a whim. It responds to environmental triggers we must provide. Think of it as waking the mycelium from a long, comfortable slumber. We're mimicking seasonal changes fungi experience in nature. The mycelium has been consuming nutrients in a warm, dark, high CO2 environment. Now, introduce a shock by changing those conditions. Move it toward fruiting. Primary signals: drop in temperature, increase in fresh air, increase in humidity. This mimics a cool, damp autumn morning. For many species, this is the wake-up call. Oyster, shiitake. The mycelium senses the shift. Its comfortable conditions are ending. Its biological imperative kicks in. It must fruit to reproduce. You begin to see tiny pins, the first baby mushrooms forming on the surface. Time-lapse of pins forming, an exciting reward for your patience. Moving from incubation to fruiting is deliberate and controlled. Take your fully colonized substrate and introduce it to the fruiting chamber. Meticulously manage the environment there to encourage healthy mushroom development. It's a change from passive waiting to active, hands-on guiding. Your success now depends on creating and maintaining the atmospheric conditions that tell your mycelium it's time to fruit. To unlock abundant mushroom harvests, you must become a master of the microclimate. The success of your fruiting chamber rests on 4 fundamental pillars: humidity, fresh air exchange, temperature, and light. First and foremost is humidity. Mushrooms are over 90% water. They require a very humid environment to grow without drying out. We aim for a relative humidity between 85% and 95%. At this level, the air is saturated with moisture, allowing delicate primordia to form and swell into full fruits. Without high humidity, your pins will abort, turning brown or black and stopping growth. This is the most common pitfall for new growers. The second pillar is fresh air exchange, FAE. Mycelium thrives in high CO2 during incubation, but fruiting mushrooms need oxygen. They exhale carbon dioxide. If CO2 builds up, it causes long, stringy stems, small caps, or can prevent fruiting altogether. Ensure a constant, gentle introduction of fresh air and a way for heavier CO2 to be flushed out. This is a delicate balance. Too much airflow can dry out your chamber. Too little will suffocate your mushrooms. Temperature is the third critical factor and varies by species. Many popular varieties, like oyster mushrooms, prefer cooler fruiting conditions, typically between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, about 15 to 21 degrees Celsius. Other species, like the pink oyster, enjoy warmer temperatures. A sudden drop in temperature often triggers pinning. Maintain consistent temperature for steady growth. Extreme fluctuations stress mycelium and stall fruiting. Finally, we have light. Mushrooms do not photosynthesize and don't need light for energy. Light is a signaling mechanism that directs growth and helps cap development and coloration. A small amount of indirect, low-intensity light for a few hours a day is enough. Ambient window light, a low-watt LED on a timer, or a fluorescent bulb. Avoid direct sunlight. It overheats and dries mushrooms very quickly. Creating a dedicated fruiting environment does not have to be complicated or expensive. For the hobbyist, the simplest effective setup is a shotgun fruiting chamber, SGFC. It's a clear plastic tote with dozens of quarter-inch holes on top, sides, and bottom for passive air exchange. Heavy carbon dioxide falls out of the bottom holes. Fresh air enters from the top and sides. To maintain humidity, add 3 to 4 inches of moist perlite, a large evaporation surface. Place colonized blocks or cakes inside on foil so they don't touch wet perlite. Mist the inner walls and fan with the lid a few times daily. Misting keeps humidity high. Fanning exchanges air. This simple manual system teaches climate control fundamentals and can produce several pounds per harvest. Scaling up? Use a small room, tent, or greenhouse. Replace manual misting and fanning with automation, ultrasonic humidifier on a humidistat, and an inline duct fan on a cycle timer to pull in filtered air and push out CO2.